Geralt of Rivia, a witcher, bursts forth from a bog in combat with a Kikimora. Although the Kikimora initially has the upper hand, Geralt manages to ram his sword through her skull, killing her. He then takes the Kikimora to Blaviken for sale but finds himself untrusted by the locals. Renfri calls off her guards and gets Geralt a drink, convincing everyone to leave him be. Marika then arrives and directs Geralt to speak with Master Irian, our wizard who might be willing to pay for the Kikimora. Irian turns out to be Stregober, a sorcerer. Stregober wants him to kill Renfri, explaining that she was born during a solar eclipse, and she is cursed. Geralt refuses to kill her, saying he only kills monsters, not humans. In Ciri's timeline, Queen Calanthe and King Ice discuss the encroachment of Nilfgaard. Danik arrives, informing them of Nilfgaard's imminent attack. Despite the Nilfgaardians' lack of cavalry against the Cintrans, their numbers allow them to overwhelm the Cintrans. After the war, Calanthe returns badly wounded and speaks to Ciri, her after assuring her that she will rule Cintra one day. Mousesack erects a magical barrier around the gate to keep the Nilfgaardians at bay. Later on, Renfri follows Geralt to his camp and asks him to kill Stregober. The Witcher refuses to do so, and during that discussion, they kiss and have sex. As the Nilfgaards breaks the barrier and enters the castle, Calanthe asks Ciri to find Geralt. Calanthe orders Mousesack to poison everybody in the castle to spare them from being murdered by Nilfgaardians. She sends Ciri away, under Laszlo and Mousesack's protection. Geralt awakens to see Renfri is gone and rushes back into the town to find her. Geralt finds that Renfri is going to kill Stregober and he asks her to stop. Renfri tells him to leave, but they both start to fight. During the fight, Renfri is killed on her own and tells Geralt to find the girl in the woods. When Ciri escapes with Laszlo and Mousesack, they are attacked by the invaders. They take Ciri captive, but when she sees the burning city, she screams, creating a rift in the ground that allows Ciri to escape without pursuit. Stregober finds Renfri's body and reveals his intent to do an autopsy on her. Geralt objects and Stregober instead brings attention, and townspeople throw stones at him until he leaves. In Vengerberg, two lovers notice Yennefer, a hunchbacked girl who tries to return their flower kindly. They attack Yennefer, however, disgusted by her appearance, and she instinctively creates a portal to teleport away. This use of magic marks her, so Istred, a man she met on the other side of her portal, creates an untraceable portal to send her back to Vengerberg. In Vengerberg, a witch named Tisea traces and buys Yennefer from her father for 4 marks, less than half the price of a pig, at 10 marks. Ciri's timeline, while hiding from the soldiers, Ciri meets an elf named Dara. Dara stops her from eating poisoned berries and provides a rat to eat. Geralt drinks in a tavern where a farmer recognizes him as a witcher. The man pays him 100 ducats up front to kill a devil stealing his grain, and Jaskier tags along. They find the devil, but an elf attacks them from behind. After several weeks in Aretuza, Tisea teaches the girls to catch the lightning with magic. The lightning striking Yennefer, forcing Tisea to redirect it back up into the sky. Geralt advises Filavandrel, king of the elves, to move elsewhere and rebuild if he refuses to integrate with humans. Geralt leaves his bounty with the elves and, thanks. Yennefer returns to Istred, who shows her the skulls of elves beneath Aretuza. Istred gives her Fianwed, an herb. Using this plant, Yennefer easily creates a portal on her first attempt, and she reveals that her real father is half-elven. Istred then kisses Yennefer, and it is later revealed that he is working for Stregober. Ciri sleeps in the refugee camp. The Nilfgaardians converge on the area. Dara cuts through the tent and pulls her to safety. Yennefer finds Tisea transforming her friends into eels. Tisea prompts Yennefer to push them into the water, saying that sometimes the best thing a flower can do for us dies. Geralt takes on another witcher's unfinished business in a kingdom stalked by a ferocious beast. At a brutal cost, Yennefer forges a magical new future. Ciri wanders into an enchanted forest. Against his better judgment, Geralt accompanies Jaskier to a royal ball. Yennefer tries to protect her charges. Heedless of warnings, Yennefer looks for a cure to restore what she's lost. Geralt inadvertently puts Jaskier in peril. The search for Ciri intensifies. Geralt has just finished slaying a basilisk when he arrives to find his hirers preparing to steal Roach and leave without paying. Bork 3 Jackdaws introduces himself to Geralt along with Taya and his second Zarakanian servant, Va. He explains to Geralt that a green dragon had been spotted in King Nidamir's mountains in Caingorn. The king's bounty on the dragon and total 3 teams are participating in this. Geralt refuses first but then agrees after seeing her love Yennefer. The teams heads toward the mountain to hunt the dragon. Geralt confirms that 3 dragon types exist, starting from most common, green, red, and black. Bork corrects him however, saying that there is an even rarer 4th dragon type, but Geralt dismisses this as mythical. After that, Yennefer and Geralt spend some time alone and she reveals that she joined this to get the heart of the dragon. The next day, Yennefer team's member Ike had been killed. Disturbed by the event, the teams now divides in two parts. On the way, Yennefer uses her magic to stop dwarfs and reaches the mountain with Geralt. They find that the dragon is killed and Bork isn't someone else but he's a golden dragon who wants to save her egg. Yennefer and Geralt fight with the other teams to save Bork, expect the dwarf team. On the other hand, Ciri and Dara are captured by Mouse Sack's Doppler. Ciri attacks him with the silver knife which reveals his true face. Ciri is then captured by Nilfgaardian soldier Care. When the talks about Ciri's destiny, Ciri turns into the Doppler who takes shape of the Care and kills him. Geralt's wish being honored by the Djinn, he will eventually lose Yennefer. In an attempt to preempt this, Yennefer leaves. Geralt watches Nilfgaardian's army moving towards Cintra. Now worrying about his destiny, Geralt meets Mousesack and tells him about the situation. Mousesack tells him that Cintra's army is ready to fight and also reveals his destiny. When Calanthi's man shows up to kill Geralt, he uses Mousesack's powers to find Calanthi. Here the viewers get to know that this season has different timelines and now all the timelines come together. Geralt asks the queen that he comes here to take Ciri and when this war will be over, he will return her. Inside, the queen introduces him with Ciri but he smells that it's not real Ciri and leaves. He watches her outside as we see earlier before the attack of Nilfgaardians. Geralt returns to Queen and asks why she lied to him. King Eist arrives and put him in the jail, and as we see when Nilfgaardians enter the castle Geralt manages to escape, and Calanthi tells Ciri to find Geralt before dying. Yennefer reaches an archaeological dig site to meet her ex Istred. She tries to talk about their old time but Istred asks her to leave. Yennefer then meets Vilgefortz, revealing Nilfgaard was conscripting mages into their service and, as both of them were there illegally with no legit safe conduct letters, they needed to get to Aretuza. Yennefer then confronts Tissaia but in this timeline, Tissaia doesn't know that Yennefer is in Aretuza. In the meeting room, some mages decide not fight against Cintra but Stregobor and Artorius are okay with Cintra falling. Yennefer, Tissaia, Vilgefortz some other mages decides to stop Nilfgaardians. Back to the present, Ciri sits alone and some intruders appears to catch her. Suddenly, she possessed by a Drac power and reveals the time of war comes and a white light will destroy everyone. The intruders are shocked to hear and she faints after screaming. There, a lone man, Jurga, is hopelessly trying to give all the deceased a proper burial after coming across them on his way home, but Geralt warns him he needs to leave quickly as possible as the rotting bodies have likely attracted necrophages. Suddenly necrophages appear out of the ground behind him and proceed to grab and drag him down but Geralt intervenes, killing the monsters. During the fight, Geralt is bitten on his thigh. Before he can get far, Geralt then collapses there in the camp from the wound. Ciri wakes up to find dead bodies of the intruders. Then Zola appears and take her home telling her not to worry about anything. The remaining mages, Yennefer, Vilgefortz, and a number of other willing mages are sailing Soden Hill. On arriving at the keep, the mages quickly learn they won't just be trying to fortify the place, but also trying to protect all the refugees holed up there. The mages get to work, preparing and enchanting bottles with blue minerals, setting up arrows, and getting everyone inside the walls. Several miles away, Care is adamant they have to push through Soden Hill and could take Temeria without the extra men from Cintra as Fringilla walks in, informing them the Brotherhood is at Soden Hill and therefore they must move now to try and take the keep, despite not knowing what type of magic they'll be facing. Back at the keep, Yennefer and the rest have fallen asleep but Yennefer wakes up just in time to see a fireball coming. She then alerts everyone to get up and that Nilfgaard has started to attack. At daybreak, a dense fog starts to spread through the forest from the camp and heads straight for the keep. The witchcraft of Niflgaard is attacked by worms that burrow into the wizards' ears and take over their minds. By doing this, Yennefer's people attack each other, causing them to suffer a lot of damage. Vilgefortz fight with Care and after a long fight, Care manages to knock out Vilgefortz and leaves. With night falling, the injured Tissaia comes to Yennefer and asks to use her full power to save Soden Hill. Yennefer absorbs all the fire, snuffing it out, before turning and releasing it on the hillside, setting the whole forest on fire and killing all the Nilfgaardian soldiers in its path, but disappears after she's done. Geralt wakes up to a woman healing him, who's none other than Vicenna, his mother. Vicenna tells him he needs to move on before making him fall asleep. Ciri snaps out of her sleep, having been woken up by hearing Geralt's dream where he was calling for Yennefer, and remembers her grandmother telling her to find Geralt of Rivia. With that, she leaves Zola's home and sets off into the nearby forest. Jurga finally arrives back home with Geralt, and sees that his wife, Zola tells them about a girl and Geralt understand that she is talking Ciri. Geralt runs into the woods and finds Ciri, who runs toward Geralt and hugs him. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.